Hey, good morning. You know, we always need a good news story, and this person right here, Dave, represents the epitome of good news. Dave Allingham joins me this morning, who's a survivor of heart disease and a heart transplant recipient. Yeah. So first tell me what happened. What happened in the beginning?
It was roughly just over 8 years ago now that I was diagnosed with heart disease. I started feeling faint. I started feeling really fatigued. I was having dizzy spells, and I knew that something wasn't right. And it was a Sunday afternoon, and my conscience got the better of me, and I decided to head down to the hospital and check myself out. And at that point, they quickly understood that there was something wrong, and what they were seeing was arrhythmias in my heart. And I came out roughly 2 weeks later after being in the hospital for 2 weeks, and they diagnosed me with heart disease. ARVD was a disease, but in simple terms, a fatal arrhythmia. Left untreated or undiagnosed, I wouldn't be alive today.
And that's what happened to your father in 1977.
Yeah, in 1977, he passed away of the same disease, and at the time, they didn't understand it. The research that's taken place since 1977 to today literally saved my life because he didn't make it. They categorized it as a fatal heart attack. They really didn't know much more than that. So I was very thankful that I had symptoms and was able to get to the hospital.
Yeah, and listen to this. So after you get your transplant, a year after your transplant, you go out there and you start creating some goals for yourself.
Yeah, it was only 48 hours after my transplant that I knew in my heart. I got to the point in my life where I was literally living on a machine in the hospital. It was the only thing keeping me alive. So I knew if I got to the other side of this, and I thank my donor family every day because I got to the point where I could only rely on a perfect stranger to save my life. But my way of giving back was to get in contact with certain organizations. Heart and Stroke Foundation was one, and I rode in the Bayside Ride for Heart. I set 48 hours after my surgery a goal to get in that. 1 year later I did. I rode 50 kilometers in that ride. This past year I did the 75K, my way of giving back again. So, which
is amazing. So the whole purpose of you being here today is the Heart and Stroke Lottery is coming up, and there are so many different lotteries that are out there right now. You are truly a representation where the money goes.
Absolutely. The one thing that I really admire about the Heart and Stroke Foundation is the donations that they receive through the lottery. A portion of that go to research, and because research was fundamental in saving my life, it's a passion that I'm really getting behind, and the Heart and Stroke Foundation is making that happen. So this lottery, that's why it's so important to gather those donations and focus it so, you know, 10, 15 years from now, they could have a cure to this disease that I had, because it still doesn't exist. There's a lot of work to do in that regards. Even though we are making great strides, there is a lot of work that has to be done still.
Yeah, men are pretty stubborn out there. When it comes to us going to the doctor, sometimes we don't do it. But you said you knew because of your father when you got dizzy to go in, and is that kind of the recommendation you give men out there?
I absolutely do. One thing that I've learned even since, and even it has enhanced it even more, you need to listen to your body. And you're right, my history told me that you know, my conscience was getting the better, that this wasn't right, but we should not ignore these things. We should go get them checked out. A simple check, in my case, you know, saved my life. And if I had have just ignored that and continued going to the gym and doing my own thing and you know, trying natural ways of doing it, I would have been dead today. I literally would not have survived.
Yeah, okay, so let's try to make more people out there survive, and what we're going to do is tell you a little bit about the Heart and Stroke Lottery. Of course, it's back, but tomorrow is the last day to purchase your early bird tickets for your chance to win $500,000. You could win one of 10 grand prizes, including the Heart and Stroke Lottery's biggest grand prize ever, $3 million in cash. That's enough money.
Yeah,
Some of the other grand prizes include a Caribbean Tranquility package valued at over $100,000, and you could also win a 2015 Mazda MX-5 GT. Today, BT and the Heart and Stroke Foundation are giving you the ultimate gift. It includes a Heart and Stroke Lottery 3-pack 50/50 draw ticket and the Heart and Stroke cash calendar with the chance to win $20,000 daily. Go to breakfasttelevision.ca and click on contests and hit up daily prizing to enter. Remember, the early bird deadline is tomorrow. Lottery sales in the deadline is December the 9th. Go to www.heartandstroke.com/lottery or call 1-888, that is 551-1111. That was a big read, but it was, you know, I used my heart there.
Yeah, I know. You put your heart in, you have to, right? And it's going to a great cause. So I encourage everybody to get behind this and to you know, have some fun at it too. Those are some great prizes. So
yeah. Well, seize the day, everybody, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We're going to take a break right now. Still more to come on Breakfast Television.